All right, good afternoon and welcome to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. The name is Kathya Davis, and thank you so much for joining us on Sports Talk. Of course, we go until 2 p.m. Boy, you guys know I always come with the excitement, and trust me, today I have a packed show. We really have a lot of things to talk about, We really have a lot of things to talk about. Thank you for those who join us on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. And of course, if you'd like to send us a message, you can, or send me a message. It's 997-3125. And the phone lines are working. 968-8328, 968-8327. Let's see. But yes, it has been a very interesting week in sports overall. Some sports didn't want to be outdone by other sports, so they've decided that they're gonna go whack. And just in case you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about basketball and the crazy NBA trades that went on. Boy, you see, since the trades happened, and I've been trying to say, okay, what am I gonna say? Until then my friends are like, you have to say something, and I'm like, don't I have to? But we're gonna talk about that. Of course, the Reggae Boys, they played Trinidad. That was Thursday night. They played Trinidad in Montego Bay. We're gonna talk about that game as well. And on a not so happy note, there is, in terms of, we heard about Khadija Bonishaw, or prolific striker, coming under some racial abuse in England, and we're not too happy about it. And she's decided, I think, this week not to travel with her team because of it. It's say no to racism. I guess there needs to be more done as it relates to that. But maybe we'll touch on that when we get to football. But yeah, it's really very interesting. Of course, tomorrow is Super Bowl. Tomorrow, Reggae Boys do have their second game tomorrow at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. That's the second game between them and the Soca Warriors. That's the team from Trinidad and Tobago, just in case you're trying to figure that out. But NFL, the Super Bowl does come on tomorrow. Tomorrow, that game is at 6:30. And later on in the show, we're going to be having somebody to take us through. We're also going to be having another girl, the sports girly. Yes, she's joining us at 1:30 to talk about her school tour, the sports girly school tour that's coming up. So you want to stick and stay for that, because the sports girl energy is going to be up in the studio. Yes. So, I mean, as I said, it's a packed show that is out for you guys, and it's just gonna be, it has been an amazing Saturday. It will continue to be an amazing Saturday, and of course, we love to talk about sports here. So I hope that you will be able to enjoy the show. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna kick things off. Yeah. All right, so let's kick things off with some football. Of course, as I said, well, there were no since what day was that? Sunday? Monday? No, we didn't have any other Premier League games. Wait, okay. Oh, okay, because I'm like, why did you stop playing? Right. In terms of the Jamaica Premier League, of course, I think this week is FA Cup as it relates to in England. So that's going on. So we don't really have anything to talk about. Well, not to not talk about, but I'm just saying, there's no results to give you because it's FA Cup, and FA Cup is in the what kind of round this is though? Fourth round, yeah. Not so significant. My friends are going to beat me, but not so significant for me to talk about. But let's talk about the game between the Reggae Boys and the Soca Warriors, and that's that took place, as I said, on Thursday. I listened to the after watching highlights from the game, listened to the post-match interview done by Coach McLaren, and he was talking about there's certain things that he highlighted. Reggae Boys won that game, by the way. Goal coming from Sule Makala. I do believe this is his fourth goal for the Reggae Boys, I believe. Yeah. Right, and this was Jamaica's first win over Trinidad and Tobago at home since 2014, and it was Sule Makala scored his first goal on his fourth appearance for Jamaica. So we had some debutants in the game on Thursday. Gadale Irvin, Warner Brown, Jamalia Calvin, Kimani Bailey, Christopher Ainsworth, Rabina Gordon, Giovanni Ling, and Kimani Airborne all made their debut for Jamaica versus Trinidad. One of the things that Coach McLaren, going back to the post-match interview, one of the things that Coach McLaren highlighted was, he spoke about the tightness of the Jamaica Premier League schedule, and also just, I guess, I'm not gonna say fatigue, because from what the information that I got from the match had its highs, it had its lows, but it was just a match of just regular. I mean, I don't want to say boring, but I guess unentertaining football. And I think, we have to, it means that much more work has to be done in terms of the local level, and getting those players in to be able to play high intensity football for 90 minutes, but not just with the intensity, but with the competitiveness and the edge and all of that. So, no, and of course, yes, these players do play week in, week out, but most of these players are playing together for the first time. So one thing that I'm hoping that the JFF and Coach McLaren will look into is being able to see how best we can right now, these players are the star of our local Premier League, and I'm looking to see how we'll be able to get these guys play together a little bit more often, I guess. So that way there's some chemistry that can be, done or can be had with our local base players, and that's something that I'm looking to see where the JFF and of course coach goes with that. This is also a World Cup qualifying year, so we have to look in terms of how much we want to expand our squad, how much of these local players we would want to include in this squad going for qualification for the World Cup. But I mean, a win starting this 2-match series, I don't want to say serious, but yeah, 2 matches with a win is always good. And I'm hoping that after because they would have what had one pre-session, one training day, then the match, one post-session, then they'll have pre-sessions again. So I'm hoping that tomorrow's game is going to be at 8 p.m. at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. I'm hoping that tomorrow's game will be better in terms of, how it is that the gentlemen communicate with each other, and, just a better flow of the game. I know, one of those it was also highlighted about Coach McLaren losing his voice, and he was explaining that, he lost his voice on in training. So it's like, wow. So it's to show you that yes, he is also very interested in having local players, and he did say that he wants the local players to step up so that they can be included in the squads going forward. And I think that is very, very important, that we continue to invest in our local players, and that they will continue to look to invest in themselves. So now that they know that they have a goal to work towards, that they will actually work towards that goal, because Coach McLaren is looking to include them. And so they need to, push up their performances, be more consistent in the performances. And yeah, so we're hoping for a better turnout in terms of the boys. And of course, as usual, I always say, always encourage us to support our boys as best as possible. Montego Bay had their chance. There was a good turnout there, and I'm hoping that based on the seating at Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, we should be able to have seats tomorrow at the game. Talking about having seats, the JFF Live, that's something that they launched last year, and they did the first live paid game. It had its hits and its misses. From the feedback that I've heard, persons said, they only got to see 10 minutes of the game, or only one half of the game showed properly. But, the JFF, they even released a statement saying, they didn't get there were issues with the game, and it is a work in progress for JFF Live, I know, and I won't beat them now, but I don't expect for the JFF Live to continue having certain issues there. We know in terms of locally, Jamaica does have its issues with connectivity. I'd say that, connectivity is one of our issues. I don't know, the service, between the service providers, we don't get strong connectivity, and so that affects when you're trying to do anything live. But I guess it's back to the drawing board for the JFF Live team to see how best they can improve the viewing, because like a match on Sunday, we won't be able to have so many persons at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, and of course or diaspora always interested in what's going on in local football. So hoping that they can get it fixed. As I said, the next match for the Reggae Boys, that will come up tomorrow at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex at 8 p.m. So that would be interesting. And just going quickly, as we are speaking about football and this issue, well, we never want to highlight these issues, but unfortunately, our own Khadija Bonishaw, and we've seen it happen to other players, but unfortunately, she's facing racism from where she plays in England. Of course, she plays for Manchester City, and she has decided that she wasn't going to travel with the Manchester City team in fear of racist comments, and these racist misogynistic comments have been coming, and it's hard, very difficult when you're at the top of your game to be under this type of criticism. And of course, we know the different football fraternities, they take racism very, very seriously, and we know that they do, especially in England. So we're hoping that this will just be another hurdle that she'll be able to clear soon, and that everything will be okay, and ultimately that the racism will stop. because really and truly, being racist in 2025 is like seriously, people still doing this. 2025 in 2025 we're still making racist comments of players throughout any sports. That's still happening. That's just crazy. That is just crazy to me that people are still thinking that this is okay. Crazy. Anyways, we're gonna go for our first break right here on Sports Talk. When we come back, we're gonna be talking about some craziness that has been happening. So stay tuned for my thoughts. All right, we'll be right back.
You gave the wind a mighty voice, you spread your love throughout this land. Oh.
On February 14, Love 101 will be 32 years old. Oh, wow. And on Sunday, February 9, we'll be having our 32nd anniversary church service. And we want you to be there if you can. The service will be held at 9 a.m. at the New Testament Church of God, 65 Waltham Park Road, with host pastor Bishop Dr. Stevenson Samuels, who also serves as the chairman of the National Religious Media Commission. It's Love 101 FM's 32nd anniversary. This year, we're sharing hope and touching hearts. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all you do be done in love. Love 101, 32 years and going strong. Listen for the service from the Bethel Baptist Church immediately after the anniversary service.
Love is only here to comfort you. Wait a night.
Love 101 is 32 years old, and what a journey! Join me, Jakal Dyer, for Anniversary Week as we share our version of the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, where we honor local gospel music legends, pastors, or community leaders who have made significant contributions to the gospel music scene. Listen all week, Monday, February 10 to February 14, Valentine's Day, as we share one each day during Anniversary Week. So stick and stay with us on the family station, Love 101. Happy 32!
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101. I think somebody was asking me to pronounce my name. Oh, it's Kathya, Kathya. Last name is Davis. Simple last name with an interesting first name, I suppose. All right, so before the break, I alluded to us talking about what's happening as it relates to the NBA, because people who you thought were safe, they're safe no more. And people, I think everything was, up, down, okay, we're like, all right, NFL has taken over the news and everybody's looking forward to the Super Bowl and, getting ready. And NBA was like, yeah, we will not be outdone. We will not be outdone. And so on February 2, which is just 6 days ago, yeah, man, on February Sunday night, which was, I think it was between Sunday night and early Monday morning, we heard that the Mavs traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and that Anthony Davis was going from the Lakers to to Mavs, along with Christie, and Lakers gave up their 2029 first round pick. Like, so and of course with the trade, Luka Doncic, Maxi Kelba, and Markieff Morris heads to the Lakers. And then things kind of just went from there. Zach LaVine going to the Kings. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox heading to Spurs. I think De'Aaron Fox always wanted to be at Spurs, so I guess it worked. It all works out for De'Aaron Fox. I guess it works out for him. And then, of course, we came down to, everything else was like, okay, fine. Everybody's just getting to the trade deadline. And, after the Luka Doncic trade to Lakers, and you might be thinking like, why is this so significant, and maybe why am I seeing so many things about it? But Mavs, there are two things happening. Luka is technically taking or getting a pay cut. That's by going to the Lakers, but we'll talk about that at another time. But Luka going to the Lakers is very interesting, and it speaks a lot as to how the Laker family, their management is going in terms of the organization, right? It showing me some signs are coming. The first, Lakers know that they're gonna need a star, so they went Anthony Davis big or Luka Doncic, and they chose Luka Doncic, yeah. But it also tells me that LeBron is also on his way out of the NBA. And I'm not sure how much longer, and I know that the LeBron fans don't want to hear this. And of course, I've said it here before. I rate him as a player, but I'm not a LeBron fan, and I'm very far from a LeBron fan. And if you know me, you know that Lakers has been my side, but I have decided to take the back burner, or put the Lakers on the back burner, because LeBron started to play for the Lakers. And I don't necessarily like him as a player. And, you have players that you like in sports and you don't like in sports. Yeah, just LeBron is just one of those persons that I just don't like in sports. That's all. He has done nothing, or he hasn't done anything you just have those people that you just don't like. So since he started to play for Lakers, I'll be like, and I know the Lakers gained a lot of fans since LeBron started to play for the Lakers. But anyways, it is telling me that the Lakers are looking towards the future. And if Luka is the guy, then Luka is the guy. Like I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how all of this will work, but time will tell. Time will tell how all of this will work. And of course, then after the LeBron, the Luka and the Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is a very good player, and I think that, and he's young as well, so the Lakers could have kept Anthony Davis. I don't know what's happening. They said this is the adolescents management taking over things now for the NBA. But then on February 6th, 2 days ago, we saw Jimmy Butler being traded to Warriors. And of course, if you've been following, but if you have not, Jimmy Butler has been on suspension from the Miami Heat. So he has not been playing, one, and two, he just had issues with the Miami Heat. Secondly, Jimmy Butler really wanted to go to Phoenix Suns. So I guess he's like, okay, I can't go to the Suns, so I'll take the Warriors. But yeah. So the Warriors will receive Jimmy Butler via the Miami Heat. They'll receive 2 second-round picks and cash considerations. And then the Miami Heat receives Andrew Wiggins. Crazy. Kyle Anderson and Davion Mitchell from the Raptors. And they get the 2025 protected first round pick. If you ask me, I think the Miami Heat may have been the winners in this trade. I don't know because I don't. Okay, so and this is the reason, right? Because I've also been like watching the Warriors because I'm a very big Steph Curry fan, and I don't know that um I don't know that Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. I was watching something earlier, and it said, and I agree. Like it's the same thought I had because I don't know if Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are gonna get they're gonna mesh. It's gonna be good for. I don't know. Yes, it's a wait and see, but those are two strong, very strong personalities, and it. I, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. This can go really good, or it can go really bad for the Warriors. And I know, maybe Steph and Draymond have said, hey, we want to win another championship. But Jimmy Butler, I don't know. Again, Jimmy Butler is just one of those players that I'm just not a fan of, man. And so many things happened when he was at Miami Heat, and I'm not sure. I'm wondering, Steve Kerr is a very strong man, very short in stature, but he's very strong. But I don't know that how it's gonna work at the Warriors. I don't know, and I'm looking to see. And I'll keep you guys posted. But boy, it gives me on edge. That's I'm gonna be honest. It gives on edge. Because while I can see things working out with the Lakers and Luka Doncic, and I also see possible problems happening there because Luka and LeBron loves to ball control, and I don't know who is going to give up the ball. If you get what I'm saying. You come back now to Warriors. I don't know because Draymond does not have a good track record with his teammates. Outside of Clay and Steph, maybe Andrew Wiggins and Kevin Looney, but Draymond doesn't have a good track record. He didn't have a good track record with what you call it. With what you call it, what's his name? But yeah, I don't know, and I don't know, I do not know. It's I don't know. It's gonna be so interesting, and I'm looking forward, as I said, to what will come. Okay, Carl wants me to stay to LeBron is not my fan. I don't know. They're just certain players, and yeah, they're just certain players. I guess certain players, whether in so for example, right, and I will use this example. I'm not a big fan of like Bolt. Like I acknowledge all his greatness, but I'm just not a big fan of his. I guess it's the same thing for me as it relates to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. I acknowledge their greatness. They're fantastic sportsmen, but I'm just not a fan. And you cannot be like, everyone will not have the same person that they acknowledge as, their favorite person. LeBron is just not my favorite. I have nothing against him. He's just not my favorite. So, Olga, I have nothing. And the LeBron fans are coming for me, and I know if Rebirth was here, would have done me too, but LeBron is just not my favorite. I'm sorry, guys. He's just not my favorite. I really... LeBron fans, they're really coming at me. Yeah, but yeah, so we'll keep you posted on what continues to happen in the NBA because things are going to get serious, and I don't know one if Warriors can. I don't know, and I don't know what will happen with Lakers and boy. Anyways, we're gonna go for our second break right here on Sports Talk. But when we come back, you want to stay tuned because when we come back, it's about to get interesting. The girl power is about to go off in the studio, right? So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mighty voice, spread your love throughout this land. Oh.
On February 14, Love 101 will be 32 years old. Oh, wow. And on Sunday, February 9, we'll be having our 32nd anniversary church service. And we want you to be there if you can. The service will be held at 9 a.m. at the New Testament Church of God, 65 Waltham Park Road, with host pastor Bishop Dr. Stevenson Samuels, who also serves as the chairman of the National Religious Media Commission. It's Love 101 FM's 32nd anniversary. This year, we're sharing hope and touching hearts. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all you do be done in love. Love 101, 32 years and going strong. Listen for the service from the Bethel Baptist Church immediately after the anniversary service.
To comfort you.
Love 101 is 32 years old, and what a journey! Join me, Jakal Dyer, for Anniversary Week as we share our version of the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, where we honor local gospel music legends, pastors, or community leaders who have made significant contributions to the gospel music scene. Listen all week, Monday, February 10 to February 14, Valentine's Day, as we share one each day during Anniversary Week. So stick and stay with us on the family station, Love 101. Happy 32!
Will that be cash or card?
Card.
You have a supermarket card from Flow too?
Yes. It's just like Flow paying for my groceries.
Sign up for Yard and Road for only $6,300 plus GCT. And you too can get a $10,000 supermarket card. Get Yard and Road, the plan that pays you back. Conditions apply.
All right. Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. And I told you guys after the break that the girl energy is going to go up in this place. Because with me, I have the sports girly herself. The sports girly herself, Janae. Hi, Janae.
Hey,
how are
you doing?
I'm
101 family.
Yeah, man. We welcome you. Hold on, let me just make sure say it. Yeah. Can you talk?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, yeah, man. Okay, yeah, that should be done. Okay, great. Yeah, so Jenny is here because she has some exciting news to share with us. And I actually heard this from another friend, and I'm going to tell you which. I want to know. I'm going to tell you which friend I heard this from, but I heard this on another show with another friend of ours, Chris, big up yourself. Yes. So I actually heard the interview on Chris's show, and I was like, oh wow. And then after that, I saw all of these posts coming in, and I was like, this looks like something that is very, very exciting. So Jenny's coming to share with us about the upcoming school, the school tour, or sports girly school tour.
Yes.
All right, so tell me now, because you are a young girl in sports.
Girl.
And how first of all, how has it been for you as a female in sports?
I think I'm gonna call this journey somewhat of one that's just interesting. It's the epitome of a roller coaster, but it's a fun roller coaster. It's one that you don't come off and really vomit. You just had a good time. It has its lows, it has its highs, but what it has taught me more than all is character, right? When you love something and you combine it with something that you do very well, there are endless possibilities. And I think for me, because I really wanted to do it, it really just kept the fire going. I can be honest, there's been moments where I've literally wanted to give up. I've had hiatuses of just not wanting to hear sports, talk about it, reason about it, anything. But I think when you really love something, you can't really just dash it away like that. And I found back that love every single time I felt like I needed to give up. I didn't give up on myself, and that's just the passion that is just what keeps me going.
Fantastic to hear, because I mean, my story started because I was introduced and I kind of come from a sports family. But what's your how did you come involved in sports or be interested in sports?
Well, I'm not any different from you in that respect. I am surrounded by a lot of people that are in whether the entertainment or sports space. So I've kind of just been exposed to it from a very young age. But I do think that irrespective of exposure, there's a passion to do something and be a part of it. And because I started out doing swimming, I did dancing, I never liked it. Did track and field. Went back to doing swimming for a little bit, and then stuck with track and field for a while. Did netball. I was just really trying to find my foot, and I loved track and field. It was something that was like, it was just that thing for me, Eventually, I kind of had to just be realistic. It wasn't gonna work out.
That's not for me.
But I just found a separate love for it. I like hearing athlete stories. It gives perspective to what we're listening to, and that was my main objective when I started. I have a story. I want somebody to hear and be inspired by it. And I'm sure that all these athletes that we look up to, if you get context, you view the sport from a different light. And that was really what fueled me when I just begun. So I would say similar, the love for it as well as the influences around me.
All right, good. So tell us now about this exciting venture, because I call it exciting, and anything that has to do with women and sports, I'm super excited about, because I don't think whether in Jamaica or worldwide that women in sport get the recognition, or women in sport get the recognition that they should. Tell us now about this tour that you have coming up.
Okay, so I'm going to give 2 definitions for the sports girly, because I don't want the guys to feel like this is just for the girls, right? So the sports girly has 2 definitions. I am the sports girly.
Okay.
Now, I would have to ask a sports girly, are you a sports girly? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So aside from me being able to talk and interview and hear stories from people, I want a sports girl to look at herself and say, do I represent what it means to be a fun, confident, individual person that loves what I'm doing with all my heart, and does it very well. It doesn't just hopscotch and do it. Are you a sports girly? So it's catering to the females predominantly, right? But also the guys, you're going to be able to, hear from industry professionals and people that you don't get to hear from every day, bouncy ideas off of. Some people are athletes now and they don't want to be it in 2 years. Are there other professions around sports that you can be educated and knowledgeable about? So the tour is to cater for both persons, as well as to inspire, educate, and as I said before, give an alley for these student athletes. We don't really see them unless we have major competitions.
Correct.
Whether it's champs, a netball competition, football competition. And this is an avenue for them to sit down and get to kind of just be, as I said before, educated, gain knowledge, ask questions, because to me, no question is stupid. You're learning, you know?
Definitely.
So this is an avenue for them. And I'm not just, I know you guys see me in football, sometimes track and field. I'm not just catering to those sports. Everybody. If you do ballet, if you do badminton,
Wow.
Yes, this is sports in general. This is for people who do sports to recognize that they are appreciated,
right.
and there are people out there that are looking out for them. Sports is big. It's not just about the athlete. There are people like you and I who love it, who just binge it all the time. So we're catering for everybody.
Yeah. So it's great to hear, because I always say we see these athletes, whatever sporting discipline that they participate in, but we don't know their stories. And the truth is that they kind of go, okay, so I'm gonna do this so I can get a scholarship, but they don't really know. Like, just like us when we were coming through, like doing sports like this may not have been our first consideration. We kind of end up into it, but we want, and from you, and following you, I see that persons like us want to create something to say, these are the options that are available. Let's not make the same mistakes. So you don't have to go through the same things we went through, because we know. But
as well as taking care of the mental health of these athletes. A lot of people, when I did track and field, I really did it as an escape, right? An escape means that you're running from something, hiding from it. And sometimes you really just want to voice certain opinions. As in, yes, it's good to take it out in the sport because you get great results from it. But, you want to have a level head when you're competing, especially at a high standard, right? So we're catering to mental health as well. Giving them what I would call tips to manage the sporting industry.
Very important.
And I think it's something that's needed, because we don't talk about it enough. So a lot of things are just swept under the rug, and we just have a mentality of keep going. So we're going to address mental health as well.
Great, fantastic. All right, so final question. Tell us now what the tour dates and what schools or who will be participating in it.
Well, what I can say for right now is the confirmed schools are Jamaica College, the Queen's School, Excelsior High, Manchester High. There's one more. I'm forgetting somebody. Wilmot Girls.
There we go. There we go.
And I guarantee next week you'll be hearing the rest of them. They'll all be announced on the.sportsgirlies Instagram page. So you guys can wait out for that rollout. We just announced our ambassadors as well. Saw them. I'm telling you, I'm really excited, not just for this the initiative for myself, but for the people that are involved. When there are a lot of talented people in this industry, and I want the tour to be an ally to give them additional extra exposure, right? Allow people to know that young people know what they're doing as well. And young is relative, guys. Don't hold me to that.
Please.
But to just allow them to know that they're young people out there doing it, and doing it big, and giving them that acknowledgement. And you asked about tour dates. Right. The calendar also will be released next week. Okay. So you guys will be able to see we're starting on the 20th of February.
Okay. So
time is trickling in.
It is.
You're gonna
want 12 days away from that.
Don't remind me. But just stay tuned to the page. That's where everything will be.
Remind us of the page again. It's
at the.sportsgirly, and that's for all information on the Sports Girly tour, as well as I myself will be creating content to keep you guys engaged, so you don't want to miss out for that. But this is going to be an exciting tour. It's going to be very interactive, and I think it's something that our student athletes need it, especially the ones that are in 5th and 6th form, they're going to go into
Definitely.
a world that I don't think we really educate them about enough. And this is one of the tools that are being used.
Well, Janae, thank you so much. And of course, I have promised Janae that I will be passing through some of the tour dates so that we can give you a recap of what happens on the tour. Right. So, Janae, thank you so much for coming. I mean, I definitely admire. I know I have to say this. I definitely admire the work that you continue to do within this industry. You know, we are young girls in the industry, so I definitely admire the work to continue keeping up the good work. And of course, all the best with the tour, with all the athletes and all your ambassadors. Just wishing you all the best for the tour. And thank you for passing through on the Sports Talk.
Thank you, Kathya, and thank you, Love 101 family. You guys want to tune in and big up yourself all the time.
Yes. All right. So we're going to go for another break right here on Sports Talk. But when we come back, you guys know we have to talk about NFL. So we'll be right back.
In the mighty voice to spread your love throughout this land. Oh.
On February 14, Love 101 will be 32 years old. Oh, wow. And on Sunday, February 9, we'll be having our 32nd anniversary church service. And we want you to be there if you can. The service will be held at 9 a.m. at the New Testament Church of God, 65 Waltham Park Road, with host pastor Bishop Dr. Stevenson Samuels, who also serves as the chairman of the National Religious Media Commission. It's Love 101 FM's 32nd anniversary. This year, we're sharing hope and touching hearts. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all you do be done in love. Love 101, 32 years and going strong. Listen for the service from the Bethel Baptist Church immediately after the anniversary service.
Love is always here to comfort you. Wait a night.
Love 101 is 32 years old, and what a journey. Join me, Jakal Dyer, for Anniversary Week as we share our version of the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, where we honor local gospel music legends, pastors, or community leaders who have made significant contributions to the gospel music scene. Listen all week, Monday, February 10 to February 14, Valentine's Day, as we share one each day during Anniversary Week. So stick and stay with us on the family station, Love 101. Happy 32!
The February 50 sales event at Home and Things is here. Take $5 off every $50 you spend. Save big on the brands you know and trust, from beautiful Spanish and Brazilian tiles to exquisite bathroom fixtures and faucets from Corona, Moen, and other top brands. Check out stylish doors, windows, paints, and home decor that inspire beauty and elegance. It's the February 50 sales event happening now. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road.
All right. Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101. We're going into our final segment, which I did promise you, that today's show was gonna be pack. Yes, so we are now with my friend, analyst, NFL extraordinaire, Jerome Jarrett is here with us. Good afternoon, Jerome. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy Super Bowl
Happy
fans.
Bruh. But yeah, so first of all, Jerome, how has the season been for you? Like, did the season go according to what you thought the season was going to go this year?
Yeah, it did. The NFL is kind of predictable, The best quarterbacks generally wins. And it was predictable. The season went by really, really fast. Kansas City Chiefs back in the Super Bowl again. I mean,
again and again.
The Eagles are there. I mean, that was a shock for me. I predicted the Eagles to miss the Super Bowl the playoffs this year, just by some things that I saw last year that they put on tape that I didn't really like. But the season was fairly predictable. All the playoff teams were pretty predictable. So the season was exciting. The race for MVP went down to the wire. We had some controversy. Josh Allen actually won the MVP over Lamar Jackson.
What are your thoughts?
I thought Josh did enough. I think he
did just enough.
Lamar had the better stats, but I think when you have voters, especially in America, when it's
man. Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be that undertone, but I personally didn't think that was it was a racial undertone in it at all. I thought Josh had a spectacular season. I thought Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, having 9 Pro Bowlers to work with, Josh Allen only having 1. I thought he had less to work with than Lamar Jackson. I thought they both played exceptional. I mean, Josh had less losses than Lamar, even though Lamar had, more spectacular.
Right.
But I don't feel slighted. Maybe Lamar should feel slighted, but I really don't feel slighted. I thought both. I wouldn't be upset if either person won the MVP.
Yeah, I think Lamar should feel slighted because he didn't both of them, but Lamar was a bit closer to getting the job done than.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
it was in the FC Championship.
No, that's true. No,
by inches.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I personally, it didn't matter for me. They kind of didn't get to the goal. Both players didn't really get to the goal. So for me, it was whether or not.
This is the consolation.
This is consolation, really.
It matters when you're talking about legacy. Lamar already has two MVPs. Josh had none. When you're talking about legacies, when you're talking about Hall of Fame consideration, these things matter. The voter fatigue matters. Lamar is. I don't think the NFL want Lamar Jackson to be the face of the league. It's just one of those awkward conversations.
Yeah.
But I don't think the NFL want Lamar Jackson as the face of the league. And having 2 Super Bowls or having 2 MVPs already, Josh having none. Black quarterbacks are taking over the league. You have 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. I mean, Lamar Jackson is on top of his game. Patrick Mahomes is on top of his game. Now the young kid Jalen Daniels is on top of his game.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's the balancing act. We're gonna call it the NFL balancing act. All right, let's look. Let's look forward now to tomorrow's game because this is a repeat of 2 years ago. Right? 2 years ago. I keep on saying last year, but it's actually 2 years ago. COVID brain. Yeah. Right. But 2 years ago, tell me in terms of, because tell me now, I give you 30 seconds each to talk about each team season. And we'll start with, we'll leave Kansas City for last because they're the defending champions. They're going for the 3-peat. But let's talk about the Eagles season so far.
So the Eagles have had a phenomenal season. They acquired Saquon Barkley, which now seems like the steal of the year. from the Giants. He rushed for 2,008 yards, 2,005 yards. He could have gotten the rushing title if he had played week 17. They have an offense that literally have no holes. Saquon Barkley is probably the best running back in football. They have two legitimate wide receivers in AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They have a tight end in Dallas Goedert that is a Pro Bowl level tight end. Their offensive line is either 1 or 2 in the league. And Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Yeah.
Not the greatest passer in the world, but he's a really efficient game manager. He makes the right plays. He uses his legs, and no team has been able to stop the tush push, right? And that has given them a lot of opportunities to extend drive and get touchdowns when they get on the 1 yard line. So the biggest improvement they've made is defensively.
Yeah.
With Vic Fangio running that defense, I mean, they've drafted well. And they've acquired some free agents like Slay, who has been there for some time, and Zach Bond, who they got as a defensive. He was a steal. He signed a 1 year contract, and he's up for Defensive Player of the Year. So it's really the story of the Philadelphia Eagles is their acquisitions,
Right.
and all their acquisitions have played out well. For me, the biggest issue with the Philadelphia Eagles is their head coach. Nick Sirianni is a wild card, and you'll never know what you get from Nick Sirianni on any given night, any given day. If I had to trust Nick Sirianni or trust Andy Reid, I'm definitely trusting Andy Reid a little bit more than I trust Nick Sirianni. So let's hope that he makes the right plays, he makes the right calls and the right plays. His clock management is up to speed. But if I say the Philadelphia of a whole, it would be a head coach. Unfortunately.
Wow. All right, let's go to the defending champions, going for the 3-peat.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs. Talk to me about their season.
Well, they've had the greatest season of a defending champion ever, right? So they ended the season 15-2, and they have won their 2 playoff games. They are going for a historic feat. No team has ever won 3 straight. This could possibly Travis Kelce's, Taylor Swift's last game. But it
Jerome.
I'm just saying.
Jerome. Just come back this year with the same.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
All right, fine.
This could be his last game. This could be his last game. But the Chiefs are prepared as any team in this game. The game is a coin flip game. The Chiefs are favored by 1.5 points, which is I forgot I'm on a Christian session, so gambling should be
right.
The Chiefs are favored by a slight margin. So what that means is that the game can go either way.
Right.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are 13-0 this season in 1-score games. So all their games have been close, and they've won all the close games.
Yeah.
So if you want to put your money on a team, but if you want to have confidence in one team over the other, you want to be more confident in the quarterback and the team who has been there and done that, because by all indication the game is going to be a close game.
Yeah.
The Eagles have the better roster. The Kansas City have the better coaching staff and quarterback. So it's again similar to last year. It's the better team versus the better quarterback.
Right.
And the Philadelphia Eagles, they should be in the game. But until somebody beat Patrick Mahomes.
And you talk about, but I've heard Stephen A, which is actually one of my favorites, say we do not bet against a champion. Like
it's hard.
Until the champion is defeated, you don't bet. This just feels like, and just for those who don't really know what NFL is, it's the National Football League in America. But this is comparison to like Bolt. When Bolt lined up in a race, you just did not bet against him until he got beaten. It's the same thing for Patrick Mahomes and just his greatness. It's the same thing when it was Tom Brady. You just don't bet against the champion, because and Andy Reid and the defensive coach Steve Spagnuolo. Listen, that man.
Yeah, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame as a defensive coordinator.
Have to.
He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. But this game is gonna.
But it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a very close game.
It's gonna come down to which team can hold the nerve.
Yeah, and I feel like just the reason, and also the reason why Kansas City, you spoke about it, they have the edge because they've been in so many close games for the season. Philadelphia haven't really.
They've had a lot of blowouts.
They've
dominated teams.
Yeah,
look at the way they dominated Washington, 55-23. Like they are blowing people out. So they are gonna have. Kansas City Chiefs has been blown out in a Super Bowl before. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
right,
team, and Patrick Mahomes said that this will never happen again. I mean, the Eagles can run you over if the first quarter in the game they allow Saquon Barkley and they can't contain Saquon Barkley, the game
it could be over by halftime.
Over quickly. So we just have to wait and see, but. I don't foresee.
Who do you? Let me put you on the spot now with our last 30 seconds. Who do you give the edge to?
Again, it comes down to the better team versus the better quarterback and coaching staff. I've seen Philadelphia Eagles in this spot before. I don't trust Nick Sirianni. I don't trust that he will put his team in the right position. But it's hard.
Let me tell you people for you. Right now, Jerome is saying Kansas City Chiefs will. I'm only yelling Jerome.
I'm not calling the game yet, but
you're 30 seconds but I'm giving you a chance.
I don't want to see history. I don't want to see the Chiefs win 3 straight. I'm going to say the Eagles.
Well, fine. And that's all the time.
That's not some bad man, though. That's just some bad man.
Yeah, you sound like a real Jamaican right now. Very bad man.
I don't want to see that level of history right now.
Ah, boy. The bad man. Anyways, he's real. That's all the time we have for Sports Talk today. This has been a fantastic show. Thank you so much, Jerome. Thank you so much, Janae. And, of course, we do this every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101. This has been Sports Talk.